Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the new year. We talked about Man in the Arena. I hope you enjoyed that. That was our last episode, the first one of the new year. Now we are getting back to Patanjali. We have talked about the Yamas and the Niyamas as moral and ethical disciplines that we get from the yoga field. I just want to talk about the Yamas for a second because they really are reminiscent of maybe the 10 Commandments you might find in the Judeo-Christian traditions, specifically because they talk about the way that we relate to others, yes, but they talk about things that we need to desist in doing. We need to stop doing certain activities. Ahimsa, we need to stop harming. Satya, we need to speak the truth, yes, but we need to stop lying. Asteya, stop stealing. Brahmacharya, stop spreading your sexual energy all over and losing your energy. Aparigraha, stop hoarding stuff. These are the yamas. What I like about the niyamas, and I want to just rewind back to verse 32. So chapter 2, verse 32, which says, Saucha santosha tapasvadhyaya ishvara pranidhanani niyama. This is the list, the 5 niyamas. And what I like about the 5 niyamas is that they're less of a negative. We're not focusing on the thing that we must stop doing, but rather they are the qualities and the practices that we can start to cultivate, that we can engage with, and that we can start to develop in our lives. So Patanjali is giving us these practices of the niyamas, and they're points of attention, really. It's an area in life where we can start to take responsibility. We start to shape the quality of our inner experience. Remember, the niyamas are about the inner experience more so than the yamas, which are about the external reality. So let's just have a look at these 5, and then we'll break them down one by one over the next few podcasts. Saucha. Saucha means cleanliness, or it's often translated as cleanliness or purity. People have resistance to certain words. Certain words trigger us. I think of the word God for me. It's like, oh, geez. That just triggers something from my childhood and something that I can't put in a very positive light or a positive box. Cleanliness can be a word like that. Purity can be a word like that as well. I like the word clarity. We use that for saucha as well. And really, it's about the body and the mind and the environment that we live in. And a simple question might be, what am I allowing in? This is saucha. Santosha is the next niyama, and this is contentment. Practicing being at peace with what is. Practice being at peace with what we have been given. This reminds me of Marcus Aurelius' book, Meditations. And now remember, he's the emperor from Roman times, the Stoic philosopher. And he says, to welcome with affection what is sent by fate. Ooh, to me, that is santosha, that is contentment. To welcome with affection what is sent by fate. That is such a good lesson for me. The more that I argue with reality as it is, the more I resist reality as it shows up in my life, the more that I resist what is sent by fate rather than welcome it with affection, the more discontent I am. So let's move on. The third niyama is tapas. And tapas is about disciplined effort. It's about creating heat. The word itself means to produce heat. And it's the steady heat of practice. It's a willingness to stay with discomfort in the service of growth, and not punishment. And this is where transformation really happens. Okay, the fourth niyama, self-study. Svadhyaya is a practice. Again, it's a focus, it's an awareness, an attention that we grow. Growing in self-reflection. It's the courage to look inward. Notice, what pattern do I have? How do I start to recognize it rather than run from it? Oh, that's good. Recognize it rather than run from it. I'm only teaching the stuff that I need to know myself, right? finally, Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender. Ishvara, that word that gets translated poorly as God sometimes, but I like it as reality, and Pranidhana, surrender. We've talked a lot about this based on the first chapter, verse 23. Remember, it's about letting go of control, letting go of our ego, of the belief that we're doing this life alone, and it's trusting something deeper than ourselves. So that's where we're at with the Niyamas, and tomorrow we're going to break them down one at a time. And man, as always, I am so happy to be back, and I'm so glad that you're lending me your ear. All right, until tomorrow, Om, peace out.